In today's video, I'm going to be showing you different ways how you can defend screens. There's tons and tons of different ways. These are the most common and, of course, the actual terminology that is used. When you are defending a screen, make sure to always, on the defensive side, to talk to your teammates. Screen right, screen left, but also what type of defense that you're going to be running. Are you going to blitz? Are you going to ice? Whatever it is. You have to tell your teammates what's going on. If you're a basketball coach, make sure to go check out my unbeatable basketball zone defense down in the description below because it doubles the low post and traps the corners and helps a ton of teams win championships. Now let's get down to the video. Okay, so now if there's a screen coming up, for example here on the right side, if this player is calling ice, screen right, what you want to see is this on-ball defender to force baseline. When he's forcing baseline, he's going to be overplaying this side. When this happens, you want the on or off-ball defender, the guy who's basically defending the screener, to then leave his man and to go and defend that sideline as to essentially trap that player. However, this leaves that roll man wide open. Because what happens is if you take away the screen, if you overplay the screen, that player is going to deny the screen and attack baseline. By leaving the screener, you now trap that side, but this off-ball defender here, this is why communication is key. If he hears ice, he needs to get down and cut off that roll man. Because what will happen is this man, if it was not for him, would be left wide open, and this would be a wide open drive to the basket. However, when icing the screen, this forces this man to get into a double team. He's forced to be unable to cover, pass to the roll man, and he's forced to pass a skip pass across the court, in which case these two players here should be able to be in time to pick off that pass. This is how you can ice a screen, and it is super effective. Next is blitzing the screen. Blitzing the screen is great if this man attacks hard off of, obviously, the screen. If this man is a really good screen man, whether it's a shooter or a man who drives, blitzing the screen, hedging really hard, but also this man going over top of the screen so as to double team the ball handler right off the bat. Now this does leave the roll man wide open, in which case these help defenders or these other defenders need to go in and try to cut off that roll. We can see it once again here, but this time when this man stands up, when he goes up to, of course, blitz the screen, he takes the charge. This is another way of blitzing the screen. This way you can jump fast, get your feet planted, take the charge, he draws a foul, and of course the ball is going back the other way. I find this is actually really super effective if it's done along the sideline. Because now if you can blitz this screen, he only has one way to go, and that's towards half. And if you're running not on an NBA court, if you're running on an elementary court where the half court line is really close to that 3-point line, then you just have to back this guy up into the corner, and at that point he's going to be stuck. So at the youth level, blitzing the screen along the sideline is super effective. Even at the NBA level, when he makes this pass and forces this pass, that roll man is not expecting it that fast and catches him off guard, which then leads to a turnover. Now, hedging the screen is not blitzing the screen. It's exactly what we see here. Because when blitzing the screen, both this man and this man have to come out, and this man has to cover the roll, or this man, depending on your coach. However, when hedging the screen, you take one step out to cut off his drive, but you stick with your man, you do not call switch, and that's how you hedge a screen. Last night I was watching a practice, and the players were hedging, trying to go back, but this man was thinking it was a switch, going with this man, leaving this guy wide open for 3-point shots. This is why talking is so effective. If neither of these players call switch, at that point, they don't switch. But if you hedge, you don't call switch, and this man comes down, that is that man's problem. All you're trying to do here is to cut off that drive to make it a bit hard, and then you recover back to your man. In my opinion, you should never really switch on a screen unless it's forced. Because the idea behind a switch, or the idea behind a screen, is to force the defense to switch. If you're the ball handler, if you're this guy, and let's say this guy over here has a really slow defender. You want to come off of that screen hard and then attack that slower defender to get to the rim. But in reality, if you don't switch, now he has to get rid of the ball because that screen was just blowing up. Now this is drop coverage where the defender on the screener drops back so to cut off the ability for this man to roll to the basket and for the fact that he's not worried about this man shooting. Now this man does pull up for a mid-range jumper. However, this is one way if this is a really, really good player rolling towards the basket, and if this is not a great shooter, then you can play drop coverage. You can, if you're this guy, say screen right, drop. That means that I'm dropping, or you can say I'm dropping, drop, whatever. And in that case, this man knows I need to chase my man over. This is now a 2-on-1 situation. I need to play my man from behind and make it really difficult for him to get a shot off by playing from behind. If he takes more than one dribble, then you can try to poke it free, whatever. But saying drop, telling your teammates what you're doing is extremely important. So talking on defense is important. Blitz, ice, hedge, drop, whatever, screen right, screen left, back screen, things like that can really help your teammates and even yourself and your team win more games and be able to defend the screen and roll. This is why screening is so effective at the youth level, because they don't understand how to guard it. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense if you're a coach and the unbeatable defense that I explained earlier. But if you're a player, make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below. I'll see you guys again next time.